Animal Kingdom Unleashed. The first person to notice was a bike messenger on 42nd Street. He'd seen plenty of costumed heroes before. This was New York, after all. But something about the woman with the glowing amber totem around her neck made him brake hard enough to nearly flip over his handlebars. "Holy shit, is that Vixen?" he whispered, forgetting his delivery as he watched her stride purposefully down the sidewalk. Mari McCabe moved with liquid grace, her form-fitting costume accentuating every powerful curve. The amber totem at her throat pulsed with an ancient energy that seemed to ripple around her like a heatwave. New Yorkers, usually unimpressed by anything short of an alien invasion, began to take notice. "Mom, what's happening to that lady?" a little girl asked, pointing as Vixen's eyes flashed with an eerie golden light. The air around Mari shimmered as she accessed the morphogenetic field, channeling the essence of a cheetah. Pedestrians scattered as she suddenly accelerated, becoming a brown and gold blur streaking down Fifth Avenue. "It's another meta-freak," shouted a taxi driver, swerving wildly as she shot past him at impossible speed. Within minutes, smartphone footage was streaming live across social media. Vixen had arrived in Manhattan, and New York was reacting exactly as it always did to the extraordinary, with equal parts terror, fascination, and the instinctive need to document everything. Detective Renee Montoya had seen her fair share of superhuman incidents, but the reports coming in about Vixen were causing a level of panic she hadn't witnessed since the Gotham earthquake. "We've got calls about a woman leaping between buildings like a spider monkey, then suddenly demonstrating the strength of a rhinoceros," her partner explained, scrolling through the alerts. "People are freaking out because they can't predict what she'll do next." "Any casualties?" Montoya asked, already reaching for her coat. "None yet, but Times Square is turning into a madhouse." In Times Square, the digital billboards continued their relentless commercial assault while below, chaos reigned. A police cordon attempted to establish a perimeter around Vixen, who was now standing perfectly still, her head tilted as if listening to something no one else could hear. "She's beautiful," murmured a college student, filming with his phone despite the police warnings to evacuate. "Like some kind of goddess." The businessman beside him snorted. "Beautiful? She's a freak of nature. Did you see how her skin rippled when she threw that car?" "That was to save that kid," a woman interjected. "She's clearly one of the good ones." The debate was cut short as Vixen suddenly crouched, her body language shifting dramatically. "Everyone back!" screamed a police officer, genuine fear in his voice. "We don't know what she's channeling now." The crowd surged backward, trampling each other in their haste. What had begun as fascination was quickly devolving into the same primal panic that monster movies had capitalized on for decades. From her vantage point atop the TKTS booth's red steps, social media influencer Kiana Foster was live-streaming the entire event to her 2 million followers. "I'm here with the developing Vixen situation in Times Square," she narrated breathlessly. "As you can see, she appears to be tracking something, or someone. The NYPD seems completely out of their depth." Kiana zoomed in on Vixen's face, capturing the moment when Mari's features shifted subtly. Her nostrils flaring like a wolf scenting prey, her eyes taking on the keen focus of a hawk. "This is simultaneously the most terrifying and most captivating thing I've ever witnessed," Kiana continued. "The way she moves, it's like she's every predator on Earth wrapped in one incredibly fit package." The comments section of her livestream was exploding. "Science Guy 02. Is she even human anymore when she does that?" "NYC native. Nope, nope, nope. This is how the monster movies always start fashion forward. Can we talk about that costume, though? It is fire." Hero watcher. Vixen has been an established hero for years. Calm down, people. At the epicenter of the commotion, Mari was only vaguely aware of the panic she was causing. Her senses were overwhelmed with information as she cycled through animal abilities, tracking the metahuman fugitive who had been kidnapping children from across the boroughs. She channeled the echolocation of a bat, then the infrared sensing of a pit viper. The cacophony of screams and sirens faded into background noise as she focused her enhanced senses on her target. When she suddenly leapt forward with the powerful thrust of a kangaroo's legs, the remaining onlookers scattered like frightened pigeons. A woman tripped and fell directly in Vixen's path. Time seemed to slow as Mari registered the civilian danger. With the reflexes of a cat, she twisted midair to avoid the woman, landing in a perfect three-point stance that cracked the pavement beneath her. "Sorry about that," she said, her voice carrying an otherworldly dual tone as if multiple creatures were speaking through her. The fallen woman stared up in awe and terror. What are you?" Mari offered her hand to help the woman up. "Just someone trying to help." The woman hesitated, then grasped the outstretched hand. The simple human contact seemed to break some of the tension. By sunset, Vixen in DC was trending worldwide. The footage of her taking down the metahuman kidnapper while channeling the strength of a gorilla, the agility of a snow leopard, and finally the venomous strike of a cobra had been viewed millions of times. Coffee shops and bars across Manhattan were filled with animated discussions. "Did you see when she went full rhinoceros and just charged through that concrete wall? I heard she can tap into extinct animals too. Imagine her channeling a T-Rex." My cousin's friend was there. Said when she looked at him with those glowing eyes, he couldn't decide if he wanted to run away or ask for her number. Heroes used to just have one thing, you know? Super strength or speed or whatever. But her? She's like a walking zoo. How are we supposed to feel safe? As night fell on the city, the initial panic had transformed into the uniquely New York response to the extraordinary, rapid commercialization. Street vendors were already selling knockoff amber totems and hastily printed "I survived Vixen's wild side" t-shirts. For Mari McCabe, perched high atop the Chrysler building with the night vision of an owl, the city below was just another jungle. Different from her ancestral home, but an ecosystem nonetheless. Let them fear her, or admire her, or desire her. As long as she could protect them, their opinions were just background noise in the greater calling of the animal kingdom she channeled. The totem glowed softly against her chest as she stood and stretched with feline grace before she channeled a dragonfly and launched herself into the air. Somewhere in Brooklyn, she could sense trouble brewing. The night was still young and the concrete jungle called for its newest apex predator,